need to remember. Something will happen when you again and again that will make you, want it very badly. It's like having a motivation speaker inside you who tells you every day, ye karna hai. Don't forget about this. One day you will do this, You have this one life, one day you will do that, what you really, really want to do. And these are some of the benefits of passion. Scientific research has proven it leads to a happier, more fulfilling life. I've seen a lot of people across various industries, films, Bollywood, books, finance, all these industries, many big achievers, many less achievers, and people who have passion have a happier life in general, and they do a better quality of work, right? If you do something with passion, quality is going to be better. Even if you're making a meal, if it's done with passion, it's better and more innovation, right? Only a passionate person can be innovative. If you're not passionate about something, you'll just get the job done, go home. You're not going to be innovative. And eventually, all these things, of course, innovation, quality, happiness, this leads to a more success, right? If a person who has all this, that's why passion is important. That's why it is said so much ki passion hona chahiye, because it really makes you become more successful. That is the practical benefit. My passion is hard to put it down, but very simply it is through my thoughts, because I'm really a thoughts person. I'm not a performer in that way that I dance or I act or anything, but through my thoughts. I'm here also talking about my thoughts is to entertain people, which is the biggest thing. So the books will remain, but to create some positive change. I think when I feel I've done this in the day or in the week or month, I feel fulfilled about my passion. This is the biggest passion today. The other things, making money and fame and all that, is fine, but that's not such a overriding thing. This needs to happen, and if this leads to that, it's the best. So you find your own passion, you found it, you kind of know it, you can ask your friends, whatever, but the most important thing for most people is how do you jump? So you have to make money from your passion, right? Otherwise it won't happen. So some of us are lucky. We have passions that make a lot of money. If finance is your passion, it's good, you're lucky. But if gardening is your passion, it's quite difficult to make money in gardening. Not impossible, but it's more difficult, right? My passion is writing. So a lot of people come to me, a lot of kids come to me, students say, sir, we have a passion to write. What do you want to write? I want to write books. Anything else? No, I want my own books. That's my passion. Why? Writing is not just books. If I have a passion for writing, and if I not dilute it but broaden it a little bit, then you see where all writing can come. From the web, to books, to columns, to talks, to film scripts, ads, TV writing, all these things require writing. Now if you click in more than one, or like a couple of you try everywhere, then maybe something will work out. Journalism is another one, I have not added that here. So writing is also very broad if you think about it. But if you just look at people who write books, the average income is very low. Of course the big hitters make, but the average is extremely low in books. But if you are a journalist, or if you are writing ads or something like that, you get a fair, decent salary doing that, or decent amount of money in your project. So you spread it out and you figure out where else I can make money, right? Even in gardening, you can come up with, it is not just one thing. Gardening, this can be the seeds business with it, there can be like fertilizer, there's so many things that come, maintenance, lending plants, I don't know. I'm not an expert in that industry, but whatever field you are in, just figure out what are the ways to monetize. It's great you found your passion, but until you find the monetization, there is no fuel in your fuel tank for that passion. Now it comes from lateral thinking. I'd always say don't ignore the web. It's general for everywhere. Even for gardening, I'll say don't ignore the web. And that's what Next has done actually. They have done only the web actually, mostly the web, or I mean they've used that power. For me also, I believe a lot of my marketing is done on the internet. Facebook has 2 million likes on my page. So tomorrow I can announce a book on Facebook and 2 million people will know what my next book is. And these are people who have voluntarily come and pressed like. So that's more reach than many newspapers, and that's the power of the web today. Of course, it depends on what you're thinking of, but for each of these branch, figure out the estimated median income, and then figure out you want to do it. Don't look at the highest guy. So if you're becoming an actor, don't look at Shah Rukh Khan. Look at where the median is and see if you live with this or you will not. And then think about it. And if it's too low for you, then be prepared. It's going to be a problem. Do you have something else? Do you want to get into production instead of acting? Their average production guy makes more money. But so things like that, that's something that needs to happen along with anybody with a passion who really wants to do something about it. Problem is, a lot of people want to just discuss their passion in a bar and they don't want to actually do something with it. Then it's fine. Then it's just a discussion topic. But some of us do want to make it happen. Third is financial security. Very important, especially for people who are married, or even if you're not married, then also. I'm not going to make a very detailed graph, but the problem with financial security is that everybody has a different view, right? How much is financial security? So there is a realistic answer within you, what I need. And that answer only you know. Then there is a current lifestyle, which is where we are at. So if you're spending certain amount of money per month, tomorrow if hard times come, you can cut down a little bit, right? Maybe you'll cut down one outing, going out to restaurants, this, that. But you'll probably not stop buying milk for the kids until it's really bad. So that comes in the what I need. But then current lifestyle is what. And then there can also be that aspired lifestyle. So if so let's say you need 50,000 a month to run your family, maybe. Below that, there'll be some deprivation happening. And above that, let's say you spend 75. And that's your current lifestyle. But let's say you want to spend 2. And that's your aspired lifestyle. Everybody has this. And everybody is different in this room. Some are very happy with 10,000. Some are happy with 1 lakh. Some need 10 lakhs to feel that, they are living normally. So it's up to people. So creating security is an individual choice. Some of your customers are going to be okay with very little security. And some people want more and more and more blankets and they still feel cold. So that's different. Individuals are different. And it also depends on your talents and employability. Because if the passion goes wrong, can you get a job again? That depends on your qualifications, that depends on your experience. For those people, you can have less security. But if you are jumping and you know that you'll never get that job back, then you need more security. It's obvious. So these are some of the criteria. I had some degrees, so I knew if I really fail at my writing, I can get a job back in banking. Maybe I'll lose some seniority or whatever, but I will not go hungry. Somewhere I had that feeling. So maybe my security need wasn't that much. But because I was married and my wife felt already my in-laws were upset that she has married a Punjabi guy. Now a Punjabi guy is going to sit at home also. So their need for security was higher, right? Like, what are you doing, right? So that took. So it's a very simple example, too simple for you guys. But let's say you need 50,000 a month. So in 5 years, you need a 30 lakh cushion. If you need 5 years of security. If say 50,000 is your, need, what I need, not current lifestyle. So if you need 5 years or 10 years, 60 lakhs, 50 years, 90 lakhs. Let's say 10 years, I'd say 60 lakhs is needed. Then it's pretty good cover. In 10 years, you'll figure something out in life, won't you? But most of us are scared, right? Most of us feel, hey, but I don't know, what am I doing? So this is the actual security you need. 5 years is also too much. If you are young, 5 years maybe you'll figure out or come back to something. But most people are scared beyond this, I'll tell you how that comes. But it's got a mental thing too, right? One is the arithmetic, which is very easy. But the mental thing is where the problem is. People are more scared of downgrading their status than worried about money. Then no, people are not going to go hungry if they have a reasonable cushion. People are scared that, all my friends are moving into 3-bedroom houses and I'll be staying in 1 bedroom. And if they are staying in 3 bedroom and you're in 1 bedroom, you will not sleep properly at night. But that's bad thinking. People with passion don't think like that. For them, only their passion is important. Comparing bonuses at parties, very bad habit. Very, very bad. And comparing bonuses of people who are not in the party is even worse. Women comparing where they went on holiday and what their anniversary gift they got, very, very bad habit. People who do this, they are in the bourgeois trap. They never will follow their passion because they are trapped. They are trapped, and if you want to be trapped, you can be trapped. But you can go very far. A human being has a lot of potential and a lot of survival ability. But if you want to be in a trap, you can be in a trap. That's okay. But it depends. People who compare with others are not listening to themselves. So forget about them listening to their passion. If you compare with others, it's not. So I was in this tough situation. I was in Goldman Sachs and all my friends were in Morgan Stanley and they were all rich and getting richer by the second. And here I was talking about, I want to write books, I want to write columns, I will change my country. I could have never done it if I started comparing with them. Because a few years and their bonuses would, and then only we had become senior, our bonuses were rising. So it was very difficult. But the moment you say, you know what, how much do I need? And what is it I really want to do? And I have this one life. And the young age is even lesser when I have the energy to work. So if I don't do it now, it's never going to happen. I don't care if this guy and his ugly wife has extra bedroom. How different does it make? I am still sleeping on the same bed, So that is something, it is needed. And that's got nothing to do, like I said, with the writing talent and just trying. In fact, what you'll see, writing is just one of the things I'm doing today, right? And many of the things weren't even there when I left. This is the only little bit complicated table I've put, but you guys can easily understand it. I won't go too much, but the first part only I want to focus on. This is my share of income in 2004. My bank job was giving me 100% of my income, and books was giving me 0 because there were no books, and non-books was also 0. And let's call that index 1000 because, just to give you an idea. By 2007, I was doing quite well in banking. So that income index became 2000. My income doubled. 95% was still coming from the bank. Only 5% was coming from the books, right? And then I quit. And when I quit, 100% became books. And in fact, that quitting the job, the salary dropped to half, I would say even more than half. In fact, it was more like a 90% drop in what I was earning in the bank and the royalties from the books in 2009. Because there were only 3 books then, and the sales were, for each book was half of what it is now. So literally the business has doubled and 2 more books, so more than 4 times now. And no talks, nothing. Today, once I left, it was just left on that little bit of royalty. Today, which is maybe 2011 end or whatever, books is only 30% of my income. And a lot of people don't know this. 70% of my income comes from non-books. And because I wanted to diversify, because I have the time to now, full time, to grow my business in various directions. Not just books, like all the things on the bubble you saw. And everything contributes, and now books is only 30%. In a year where a book is released, it could be a little more than 30%. In a year where there is no book, it will be less than 30, only the past books royalties are coming. And today the income index has gone 3000. So a lot more, I make a lot more than I did in banking with doing what I do. So this kind of a But this also means that when I quit, I was ready to quit for a 80% pay cut, and I was happy because even that is enough for me. Today I make more, but I don't know, it's not what I need, frankly. It's just really nice to have, and it will help the business grow further and further. But this is how your mental psychology needs to work, and this is what has made me an author. Not that I was heroic and I wanted to change the nation, or I am some Anna Hazare or something like that. I'm not. I'm a very practical guy. My risk taking, yes, my attitude was a little different, but there was a lot of planning. And this is what I want the young people to know, to really learn that this is how it happens. And without you guys, without your products, it's very difficult. The habit of saving, the habit of building assets, security, things like that, these concepts are not there in popular culture in India. People are only like, hamari job lag jaye, cheezein badi mehengi ho rahi hain. It's just, they're not thinking like entrepreneurs. Tips for financial security, I always tell people, find needs versus current versus aspired. Everybody should have these 3 numbers in their heads. Otherwise, you don't really know yourself, And that number doesn't come from comparing notes with parties. It comes from you, right? Today only a study has come in the paper. It said people who spend money are happier, but only if they are spending not to show off. When you spend to show off, it doesn't make you happy. If you're spending to just show some other people, like, look how cool you are or good you are or whatever, it doesn't make you happy genuinely, whether it's at a wedding or whatever. But if it's something you want to spend on, then yes, consumption makes you happy. It's a big insight. It can save people a lot of money if people really believe this. But Indian culture, showing off, we like, Punjabis especially. Come to a wedding in Delhi, you will see how much we are showing off. 25 cuisines in one wedding I've seen. Okay, consensus with spouse. In all this presentation I didn't mention this, but it's very important. People who take these risks, they're not superhumans. It's just that they have a very supportive spouse, which is also quite difficult to get. And I say spouse means sometimes the wife wants to do it and the husband needs to be supportive, things like that. I know a friend, he was in the film business and he was went through very low phase. He had no money almost, but he has an amazingly supportive spouse. His spouse sat at the dining table one day and said, "This is just like college. We don't know how we'll pay the bill next month." And they were used to a good lifestyle, and then suddenly it changed. And now again they're back and now they're fine. Very lucky to have a spouse like that, who is happy in less. And that is going to make you get more in life. Irony of life. When you leave your attachment to money, then money comes. In big, big bulties it comes. That's how it is. In parallel for a while. Don't jump on your passion. I would like people should just do both. I did do a couple of books while I was in banking. Whatever your passion is, thoda parallel mein, little bit, toying around, consulting, figuring out, making business plan, I don't know. But when do you actually go for it then? When do you go to your boss and say, I've had enough, bye? When your security cover plus passion income is greater than needs. So if your security cover is such that it gives you 30,000 a month for the next 5 years or whatever, and the passion income is 20,000, you need 50, and then you're okay. Then you go. Passion income will grow once you go full time. Just have the faith, and I think that's what matters. Motivation, motivation is very important in all this. All these plans sound good, but like I said, ek dil chahiye, ek himmat chahiye, right? And for that you need extra motivation. To do a regular job also you need motivation, but to do this you need double motivation. When they did such a big conference here, Next people, needs guts to do it. This is a 1-year-old company, what are they doing? Doing a big conference. But they are like that only if you meet them. A little crazy and gutsy, too gutsy. So, self-focused versus competing with colleagues. You have to be self-focused in life. Never compete.